everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and I wanted to do a follow-up video to a video I did talking about Doreen Virtue's conversion and where do we all fit in with that. I know that recently she came out with some video talking about, like, I'm just going to paraphrase, don't fall for new age traps, if you will. And I was like, at first I wasn't going to even waste my energy or time trying to do a video talking about this, but I thought it would be important to, because if you come to my channel, chances are you may have seen that video, or you might see it in my, the list of videos that I have on my channel. And I think it's important that I talk about it one more time, just so people understand where I'm coming from. There are going to always be Doreen Virtues of the world. And I think that I'm now making peace with that. That there are some people who really feel, really believe, and I really truly believe that she believes that she is in some way, somehow helping. But she's really just, doing what everybody who first do when they fall in love with something or another. And I don't have to be a part of that experience. She's not speaking to me when she's making those videos. She might be speaking about me, but she's not speaking to me. She ain't paying my bills. She's not really a bleep in my life when I think about it. But I cannot ignore that what she is doing could be potentially causing harm to our community. Going about rebuking what she once did to validate her path now. It could be a slippery slope to making others feel comfortable with kind of talking bad about our new age community. But in the grander scheme of things, it just makes her look bad. I mean, wow, you go from one extreme to the other, and to each his own. If that's your path where you got to be here, there, now you're Christian, what are you going to be next year? Who knows? She probably will be a super Christian. I don't know. But I still feel how I feel. That's her business. That's her life. More power to her. It's sad that she feels that this is the way to help and heal the universe. That's how she feels that this is the way to do it. Some of us are a little misguided on how we are healing and helping to heal. But hey, she's trying. But am I going to stop using the decks that I bought? No, I'm not going to. These are my decks. They're not her decks anymore. She's basically turned her nose up at them. These are my decks. These are the decks that I spent my money on. And I'm going to use them. And am I going to buy any more decks with her name on it? No, and that'll be for a couple of reasons. A, because no, I'm not going to now support her or line her pockets at this point. But also because Hay House has slowly but surely been taking her names off of the decks as they reprint them. It's from what I'm guessing and what I can see. Like, for example, I think I tried to look up the, what do you call it? The Past Life deck. It's nowhere really to be found because it's now gone out of print, and now they're probably going to reprint it into another deck creator's name. So it's fine. I wasn't trying to get the Past Life deck necessarily for me to divine with or look at. I actually was looking to that particular deck to get inspiration on making my own little personal use oracle deck that would have some past life cards in my own personal use deck, like very personal use. I'm not in any way trying to make like a deck for others. It's just for me. And I was going to consult that deck to look at it, but I certainly wasn't going to pay top dollar for a Hay House deck. So that's when I started to see over time that there were decks that would go out of print and then become back in print, now without her name on them. So that's being handled there, and yeah. But am I going to continue to still use her decks? Yes. I love the Romance Angels Oracle. Still love this deck. Loved it back then when I did the video then. Love it now. I still love the Angels of Abundance that she did with her son. I think she just did the Romance Angels herself. Great deck. Love it. Gonna continue to use it. I love the Butterfly Oracle cards for life changes. The butterfly images are not the greatest, but the card meanings and keywords are awesome. We'll continue to use it. And hey, this old version of Doreen Virtue, who made these decks, I'm digging that version of Doreen Virtue. I'm not really digging the Christian 2.0 version. I'm not really. Sorry. I have tons of Christian friends. I used to be and identify as a Christian myself. So, you know, I'm not knocking Christianity in the least bit. But I also love the idea of living and let living. And you don't need to bash where you came from in order to help other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was a former ex-gang person, do I need to bash my ex-gang member friends to say, hey, you know what? This is the life that I led, and maybe I'm going to go down a different path, and this is what worked for me. It's a totally different energy than what's going on here. So I'm not going to pretend like I don't see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. And I know this is a hot button topic because we've had other people who have converted to Christianity from our group. Again, more power to them. I love when people find their path and that they're on their way and that's what they do, and I'm all for it. It's when you start to impose is when it starts to trigger, at least for me, and trigger others, I'm sure. Where it's like, okay, now let's take it a few steps back here, because just like you could say that what I believe in is make-believe, what we could say that what you believe in is make-believe, and what you believe in is a little bit beyond make-believe. It's a little dangerous, actually, according to historical context. So, yeah. So, I just wish that we all could be in a place where we could just live and let live. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would all be better off for it if we could get to that place where we could celebrate our differences. And if someone comes to you and say, Doreen, oh my gosh, Doreen, I don't know what I'm going to do. These cards are driving me crazy. I think they're planting thoughts in my head. I think I'm going to kill someone because I'm using tarot cards. What should I do, Doreen? Okay. All right, Doreen. Go on and step in and help that person out. But all this, I don't know. I don't feel like you're really making any kind of difference. Who are you speaking to? Who's listening to you? Certainly not us, the people who really are impassioned about the New Age stuff. It's Christian people who look at what do you call New Age people? Is that your audience? I don't understand. I'm sure she has an audience, but it just doesn't make any sense to me. And this year, I'm all about things making sense. That's what I'm about. Okay? Like, you do you, I do me over here. That's it. So, oh yeah, I was telling you what other decks I have of hers. Life Purpose Oracle cards, Doreen Virtue. Not my absolute favorite deck, but again, a very good deck for predicting as well as just, you know, tap it into life purpose. Not always my go-to, but certainly I'm not getting rid of it. And then this is I had 2 Oracle decks, and it was one of her other ones. I can't remember, Angel Prayers or something, I can't even remember. But this one I kept. The other one I gave away. But I kept this one as like a memory of like my first little, you know, oracle deck that I really resonated with and loved. And I keep it around for sentimental value. And every now and then I pull it out and throw a card or two from it. And I like it. So I won't be getting rid of her decks. I can be a bigger person. Also B, even if I wanted to sell them, I could sell them for $2 and it costs more to ship it than to sell it. No, I'm not going to do that. And I actually really enjoy using these decks. There's no reason for me to get rid of them. Now, some people will feel strongly about that. They will say that they're tossing her decks. I'm sure. I don't know. I haven't watched anyone else's videos. I just felt compelled to chit chat about this. I'm not tossing any decks. I'm not going to do that at this point. And I'm not going to watch her videos because I know it's just going to probably upset me. And I don't need to be in that space. I decided to leave that in 2018. What I'm leaving behind specifically is being triggered by people who convert to Christianity or some other, particularly Christianity. I think that if it was any other religion, I'd be okay. But I'm working on that. That is a shadow, something or another within inside of me because of my past. So I am working on that. So I'm not going to immerse myself in watching videos like by her or any other people who convert to Christianity. Clearly, that's not what I need to be on. I don't need to watch that. So, yeah, that's what I've got to say. That's my 2 cents over a year later. And I really hope that Doreen is careful going forward because, you know, people's videos, people's words, their content have ripple effects and power. And you could either be a powerful healer with your content or you can be someone who is hurting with your content. And you can be a powerful Christian woman who's converted without tearing other groups down. And you could talk about uplifting subjects and interweave healing with it without doing all of this. It just seems a little sensational to me. I don't know. It's just weird to me. So that's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you think. Curious to know because, you know, we're going to have more Doreen virtues. We're going to have more people who come and go. That's just what it is. It's how it works. But how can we minimize the impact on us in our lives? And I think for the most part, it really didn't matter to many of us, but I think to some people it mattered a lot. And for others, it annoyed them at the very least. And it does kind of garner a little bit of attention where we have to say, you know what? We see you, Doreen. We see you. But we're still doing us and we're still on our mission. And you may not agree with how we're getting there. We may not agree on how you're getting where you're trying to go. But at the end of the day, the beauty of it is we live in a place for now that allows for us all to coexist here. And so it would be nice that if she would be a little bit more cognizant and aware of her words. But I don't know if we'll get that. And so I can only control how I respond and how I feel and how I operate. And this is what I'm choosing to do. So at this point, I'm not going to really, aside from this video and what is contained in these comments, I'm not going to really talk about it again. I'm not going to do another video in the future because y'all probably going to know that I'm still probably going to be using these decks unless I tell y'all otherwise. And I'm still probably going to feel like I felt a year ago, like I'm feeling now. It's not going to probably change. So this will probably be it. But I'm curious to hear what you all thought and what you're thinking. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Much love, many blessings, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.